Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome along to the OHC Winter Championship. It is round 2 here at the absolutely wonderful Laguna Seca. And let's have a quick run through the championship as it stands. So at the moment, leading the championship is Cameron Palmer, followed by... oh, let's have a quick look. I need to zoom in. I'm incredibly blind, apparently. We've got Oakley Carnwell in second place. Then we have Luke Crash Bandicoot Carwell in third place. Cameron Montlake in third. Matt Snook in fifth place. Sorry. Jake West. Then Francis, Kurt Hall, Dan Shaw. Is it Dan Shaw? Dan Shan. Dan Shan. We'll go with Dan Shan. Then we have Liam, Toby Dart, Archie Walmsley, Samuel Barrett, Jamie. There's Bladen and then Tyler rounding out the championship at the moment. So currently leading the championship after races 1 and 2. Seems a bit wrong. Is Overhead Cam, but he's winning his own championship at the moment. So just waiting for qualifying to begin in just a minute. Cars just getting themselves ready to rock and roll. All the cars going out, giving themselves a little bit of space. And in fact, I believe we are being led by the absolutely fantastic, greatest piece of engineering on the planet, I believe, is in front of us right now. We're going to jump to it. Oh, I thought we were going to see the Honda Acti, but it's not the Honda Acti out there yet. Thought that was going to be the Acti. He's hiding in here somewhere, though. We will find them. Honda Acti is currently sat in the pits. Thought we were going to see the Acti out on track. But no, at the moment, on board with Lima in that absolutely gorgeous Toyota. Obviously, Laguna Seca, 2 races of 20 minutes are going to be coming up. Here we go, moving to qualifying in just a second. So 2 races of 20 minutes, and the first race is set by qualifying. Let's sort the map out after the reset. There we go. And then the second race is a reverse grid of the first one. Do let me know in the chat if anything needs to be adjusted slightly volume-wise. It's all been rejiggled and messed with since last time. So just waiting on the first car to get going. And the first car is Riley 666 in the Honda Acti, the monster that is the Honda Acti. Look at his gorgeous little face. More amusingly is it's probably absolutely going flat out just to let the other cars get a bit of temperature into the tyres. So, first lap under the safety truck for the OHC GT500 Winter Championship. Obviously, this is round 2, races 3 and 4. And this should be an absolutely fantastic little event this time round. You can see the cars now coming out of the pits. The beautiful machine. The stunning machine that is the Honda Acti. Absolutely gorgeous. We've had some changes of liveries as well this time round. So while the cars are all in a nice order, let's have a little look and go through them all. That's the wrong way. So there we go. First up, we've got Lima still running that Lost Mary livery. Then Westy running that lovely Esso livery on his Toyota. Don't show there's been a bit of a tweak. This is the Zero Fighter NSX. Good looking car, that one. And then we've still got the Flex Tape F40. Beautiful looking car. And then the Tyler the Creator F40 as well. Lovely Harrods livery on this F1 GTR long tail. Then the Mild 7. Lovely looking car in those lovely elf colours. Then we've got the first of the R32 Skylines, the Sterling livery. And then this is the reworked Beans livery. Little less beans, but still very much beans. It now looks like an actual can of beans. So, Team Beans, Carnival 57, looking pretty fantastic there. Then we have the brain rottiest of all the brain rots, Archie Walmsley, sorry. Then we've got that lovely Canon Toyota Supra as well. Then obviously overhead cam himself in that Porsche, the AVA livery. the Marlboro NSX as well. And then the back of the field at the moment is the Camel NSX. So all the cars getting themselves up into full running temps, and they'll be ready to rock and roll. We're going to jump, hopefully going to jump for some actual internal shots here. Let's see if we can get an idea of what's going on. Cycle through those cameras to get an idea. We want one that faces forward so that we can actually see a little bit. Right on the bonnet, dashboard, roof, whatever you want to call it, down into turn one. Heavy braking zone here. It's going to be a real interesting one. Gets a bit squirrely there. Double apex. And rolls on the throttle again. Really easy to get on the throttle too early there and end up washing out wide. But again, down onto the brakes, throwing it in. Leaving a lot of track unused there on the outside edge. Obviously, this is the first outlap, so this will be the benchmark. But we'll have to see how it goes. So I'm seeing a lot of upset about the lack of beans on the beans livery. I mean, there is still beans there. There's still quite a few beans there, to be fair. Just not as many beans as maybe everyone would have hoped for. Oh, big chunk of inside curb there. You've got to avoid that big sausagey curb. Now, the bravest corner coming up, flying up towards the corkscrew. Hard on the brakes and goes way too deep. So, actually abandoning the lap completely there. We are going to go across now to Westy, who is still going nice and strong. Again, it's another Toyota Supra, so very difficult to actually get any really nice angles here. But here we go. So this will be the first flying lap being set, and we have a bit of an idea of what the benchmark is going to be. Westy obviously did very well in qualifying last time round, but we know this Supra really struggles to get off the line. Right, so there we go. It's a 124 set by Westy this time round. Really squirrely under brakings, way out wide on the first apex. Means you can cut back in for the second, but I think that's probably going to affect his overall lap time. Continuing to push on for the moment, but that was a very squirrely beginning of the race. Does look absolutely resplendent, that, with the the lovely yellow headlights. I think which is normally more sort of provided for the endurance races. Obviously, only a 20-minute race, followed by a 20-minute reverse grid. Still looking very racy at the moment. Actually, Luke Carnwell is now up into pole position. A lot of cars have taken Westy away from that top spot. Looking nice and tidy through the corkscrew, though. Let's have a bit of a jump back and have a look at some of the other cars out there. So this is Carnwell 909. Currently running in 4th place at the moment. Absolutely lovely livery on that car, to be fair. That GTR Longtail, it is a beautiful piece of machinery. One of those cars I think most racing enthusiasts wish were still out there on the circuits today, but luckily they might not be in real life, but they are here on Assetto Corsa. Takes that inside line, trying to shorten the circuit as much as possible, trying to catch up with the back of the F40 running just in front of him. Obviously not wanting to get too close, as it will start to affect his lap time. F40 getting all kinds of squirrely there. That was Shitfire up in front. And Shitfire actually moves out of the way. Let's Carnwell 909 continue on his assault. Ooh, bit of an outside curb moment there, though, but keeping it together. And sort of throw it through this bomb hole. Very easy to get the car unsettled here. And again, very easy to go out too wide. Now we've got the big curb coming up on the inside. The camera angle should show that great big sausage. He just avoids it. And just about avoids going out of the gravel on the right-hand side of the circuit. Right now, heading up towards, once more, the corkscrew. Can you get the braking done here? I think so. The car dips out of view almost. That low-down design. Get some beans on the camera in just a minute as well. We're going to stick with him to the end of the lap. He's got a slowed NSX in front of him. I think the NSX trying to line up a decent exit to put in a good qualifying lap. Is this going to be an improvement for 909? Yes, I'm in 3rd place. I'll be very happy with that one. Right, let's go and find beans. Let's find some baked beans for us all. We all love a beans. There it is. Give it the beans. Let's have a little bit of a look over this livery. Come on, because everyone's been getting quite upset about the lack of beans, but it does have an intercooler filled with beans. Delicious beans. The roof still covered in beans. It's kind of actually fully just gone for the Heinz baked beans. Look, I mean, it even has Heinz Racing on the rear livery. I would say this car is pretty cool. I'm also seeing people saying, can we see the Brainrot car? Of course you can. Let's find the Brainrot car. Oh, look at that, immediately. So, on the front, obviously, the great big face, the dairy milk. On the side, what can only be described as, but, I mean, it technically says silk cut in there, which does make sense. You know, Sully just enjoying a nice silk cut. Then we go around to the back. And the lovely Come Fly With Me. How on earth this ever got away with being on TV? Who knows? It's slightly questionable. We will say that. The livery is incredibly questionable. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Right. Let's see if we can find someone else out there still on the circuit, having a good old ham around. Right, in fact, let's try and jump on with Carnwell 909, who has now taken away pole position. Luke Carnwell, 14, so multiple Carnwells, running in 2nd place. Then we have Westy. See if we can find... Let's find Bert. He's out there somewhere. Oh, Shipfire having a bit of a moment. Not sure what was going on there. But Shipfire and Sam not doing particularly well in the qualifying at the moment. They're multiple seconds off the pace. Seeing people yelling for Team Bert. Team Bert. Let's find Bert. Where is he? Oh, there goes overhead cam. That's the wrong one. There it is. People yelling for Team Bert. The lovely Sterling liveried R32 Skyline. I'd seen people in the chat as well saying Shitfire, no. Yeah, obviously maybe not feeling quite so comfortable here this evening. Absolutely lovely looking car, this R32. In fact, let's try and jump on board. We can actually get a bit of an idea of what it is like inside the car here. Hopefully this will be a lovely shot as he goes down through the corkscrew in just a minute. So right, coming up towards a bit of a bomb hole here. Swings it in. A little bit of a correction on the steering as he went in, but does just about run it out nicely. Bert running in 4th at the moment on the grid. So 2nd row swings it in. Just avoids the sausage and just avoids the gravel on the outside as well. Keeping it absolutely pinned as he heads up the hill. Big load of braking as he goes over the painted curb. Throws it into the corkscrew. Very nicely done through there. Going to trying to avoid washing out too wide. A little bit of the unsettled on the car. Shifts out. And in fact, I think that is an abandoned lap for him. I think he's setting himself up for the next one. Bit of a shame because it looked pretty good from where we were. But obviously not happy with the lap as it was going. And I think we just saw the cursed one coming up behind as well. In the back of the shot, if you look in the mirror, there it is. The terrifying face of that Toyota Supra. Right, stick in with Bert or Kurt for a little bit longer. Thrown it into turn 1, goes a little bit deep. Big puff of tyre smoke. Cuts back in. Decent chunk of inside curb. Rolls on the throttle as soon as the corner starts to open up. Flat out now. Hard on the brakes. Throws it in again. Oh, over the curb. Yeah, I'm seeing people saying about track limits. Yeah, pretty sure it was a track limits infringement. Oh, and I think there's a bit of a mistake there as well. We're going to move away. The commentator's curse is sometimes far too strong, and we will just move away for a little moment or two. Let's Fine. Let's have a... Ooh! Caught the Marlboro NSX getting very, very skittish there. Let's jump on with the man that's put all this together. Overhead cam. The only one mad enough to run the Porsche. Everyone else chose a sort of a more standard setup on a car, but nope. Decided to go for the rear-engined, rear-wheel drive Porsche, and it is looking absolutely fantastic. So during the practice sessions, very much getting that car sideways, throwing it absolutely all over the place, that driver. Overhead cam running in 5th at the moment. Could be a bit of a scary spot. 3rd row on the grid, and obviously going to be a lot of cars around him as they fly towards turn 1. It's unbelievably loud, this car, when it comes past the camera closely. You just suddenly get an absolutely huge blitz of noise. Well, I think there may have been a slight technical error there. Okay, right. Everybody just hang fire for just a moment. We appear to have had a little bit of a technical error. I'm just going to put you back to the pre-stream screen while I sort this out. So, let's just give you a little bit of music, shall we? Just a little bit. Nice and quietly. But yes, let's try and see what happened there, because something all went a little bit wonky for a moment then. So let's just try and work out what's going on. Not entirely sure what went on then, but for some reason it all went a little bit quiet for a moment then, didn't it? And of course we've lost all sound as well, which is absolutely great. Why has this happened then? Got a bit of an odd noise. Got the sound back. Just seeing someone say that Marshall pulled the power cable out. Quite possibly. Who knows? Right. So, a little bit of a wibble and a wobble. Oh yeah, and we turned the music right up as well. Apologies. I turned the music up to while we were just trying to get things sorted. But we should be back into the server in just a second. After that brief reset. Hopefully that hasn't played with everything too badly. Right, should be back in. Here we go. Right, so I think they're just doing 5 minutes of quali, a very short qualifying session. So everything has been reset. Everything has gone a little bit wobbly. Apologies, just trying to sort out these little weird nuances. Get the screen back to where we wanted it to be. Oh, and apologies if my sneeze was picked up on screen. Don't know what happened then. But right, we're back at it. So, everything all completely thrown out the window. Only a few minutes left of qualifying. If it wouldn't be madness if it wasn't Laguna Seca, was it? And nice to see that it still says Mazda Raceway, rather than that WeatherTech nonsense they deal with these days. But this could be the big shake-up that some of the guys towards the back of the field needed. Just seeing someone saying bless you. Thank you for that. Right, so waiting for laps to start coming in. We've had our first quick lap, and that is from Shitfire. That appears to be the first lap that we've seen that is actually anything near what we had earlier on. Everyone else doing some pretty sort of slower stuff. We're going to try and jump to Carnwell 909, who last time round was leading. But now we're going to have to wait and see what he can do. He was in the 122s last time, but with a very limited amount of time to try and put the lap together. What are we going to see this time round? Overhead cam has now put himself up into pole position with a 123.471. Big weave of the tyres there. Obviously not going to be a flyer this time. Have we got an inside cam? No, we don't, but we do have the lovely bonnet, I mean, the roof-mounted GoPro, essentially. This is possibly going to be able to squeeze another one out. But yeah, Shitfire really did set a good time there. I know we had people in the 122s last time, but this change-up has really affected people. Westy, obviously, right down the order as well. Both Carnwells have dropped right down. We're sticking with Carnwell 909 for now. You can see him chasing after the back of Bladen in the NSX. Been obviously very strong in qualifying, the Carnwell cars, but there is a possibility that they've got a great car set up for hot lapping, but not necessarily for when it comes to racing. All very well being able to set incredibly fast lap times, but if you can't keep it all together for the full 20-minute race with everyone else bumper to bumper, inch by inch, that's when it really comes down to it. And he is actually catching up with the back of Bladen quite quickly as they come through the corkscrew. The NSX looked a little bit unsettled. This is definitely going to affect his time. Manages to keep it pretty clean. He looks to the inside. Bladen does get out of the way, obviously realising that Carnwell is coming through quite quickly. Staying on the roof at the moment. One corner left to go. Can he keep it clean? Washes a little bit deep. Have to see what this time is. And wait for him to come across the line now. And what are we going to get here? Waiting for the time board to do its thing. Come on, 909 with a 122.443. I think they're probably pretty happy with that one. Jumping on to Shitbox now. Currently running in 11th place. Let's see if we can get... Yeah, it is. You can see him sawing at the wheel. The most ginormous round steering wheel on that NSX. It's quite different to what you would normally expect in a racing car. It's absolutely huge. I think maybe that blue button that says drink, maybe someone's put the wrong drink. Right, this is the final attempt at setting the lap time. Cars coming across the line and we can run through the... Oh! And around he goes. And he'll be gutted with that one. That is not what he would have wanted in an attempt to try and get a better time. Right, on board with Sam. And the flex tape back 40. Running towards the line, was running in 10th place. Is this an improvement? Was in 10th. Waiting for the timing board. No improvement that time round. Back, right, Camel's coming into the pits. Oh, and that's the end of quali. There we go, that is the end of quali. Right. Oh, chop and change. But we're now getting ready the opening lap of the race. Right, and we want Carnwell 909 is the car we really want. Let's see if we can go to the pit shot. Let's have a bit of a look down that pit lane. Absolutely great to see all the cars in that lovely sweeping shot. In fact, let's try and zoom out as far as we can and sort of get that up and over the top shot. Very nice to see. This is the grid order obviously set. Right, so all a bit of a change up. It all got very much changed at that last few moments then. So at the moment, pole position and going to be leading the race away is Carnwell 909. Then we have Carnwell 14. Then we've got Bert. And nope, that is not going to be the right order for the grid, is it? That is definitely not going to be the right order for the grid. That will get sorted in just a moment. So, ignore me. Just completely ignore what I was saying. And just enjoy a little bit of a Honda Acti. In fact, there should be 2 Honda Actis, or is it just me now? It's just me. It's just me and the Honda Acti. Right. Just waiting for it all to get underway. We're just going to enjoy the view of this beautiful little safety truck. He's so cute. He's such a cutie. And with the great big overhead cam livery in the back as well. Just having some nice sweeping shots of the cars for a minute. Get a bit of a look at those liveries. Oh, and here we go. Right, we have gone to the grid. Fantastic. That's what we wanted. Should be the fixed cam. We should be on board with our leading driver. No, now we are. Luke Carnwell, number 1-4. Bit of a timer to go. You can see the cars stacked up. Again, the blooming comfy map always moves. It's not overly happy with streaming this game. It has to be said. It's not always a bit happy about the cameras. It really is kind of a case of grabbing it by the scruff and throwing it around. So, grid order as they sit at the moment. Luke Carnwell, pole position. Westy in second place. Carnwell 909 in third. Burt 4th. Overhead Cam 5th. Lima 6th. Twist 7th. Archie Walmsley 8th. Shitfire in 9th. Racing Franco 10th. Sam 11th. Shitbox in 12th. Bladen 13th. And Elia in 14th. Sorry. Image? Someone's going to have to tell me how to pronounce that name. That is a bit confusing for me. I'm far too old. Here we go. Waiting. About 25 seconds out from the beginning of the race. Standing start. It's going to be interesting to see how these cars manage to get off the line. We saw last time Westy in that Supra really struggled, so he might be under attack immediately from Burt. The revs rise. We are getting ready to race. Moments away now from race 3 here at Laguna Seca, and it is a great start from Burt. He goes flying around the outside. You can see the cameras as well as we come flying up over the hill, side by side. Lots of action going on. We've got one of the Supras off in the background a little bit. All poured through. They've all managed to make it through pretty good, to be fair. Impressive stuff. Lots of chopping and changing going on. Multiple cars in places. Burt up into third place. Fourth place is overhead cam. You can see it chopping and changing as we go. We're going to stick with these nice outside static shots. You see them pouring now down towards the bomb hole, getting it done. Go through into third place though. Burt obviously losing out on the corners. Right, flying through. Everyone avoiding the sausage. This is going to be the one to try and keep a bit of an eye on. No cars blurting it out into the sand. Sticking still with the cameras. We now see them all start to pour down through. Absolutely lovely shots. But Luke Carnwell is definitely breaking away from the pack. Overhead cam now running in third place. And whereabouts has Westy dropped back to? I think significantly back in the timing order. Looking absolutely fantastic. Right, let's have a bit of a jump back to the really, really close one going on. This is Westy versus Shitfire. Shitfire down into 7th place. Westy in 8th. Oh, we've got a Honda going sliding off. And Westy as well. Getting collected by the Zero Fighter Honda. He'll be very disappointed in that one. That was not what he would have wanted. Here comes Shitfire now running in 7th place. We've got Burt now under attack as well. Let's go to this Burt battle. It's the wrong way, but there we go. Flying up the hill, so Bert being chased down by Twist. This is only lap 2 and it is already starting to kick right off. In fact, let's see if we can get a rear wing shot. We can't in this particular vehicle, but we can get a nice bonnet shot of what is going on here. Let's see if we can get an in-car one. Can we get an in-car one? No, we can't, but we can get a bonnet shot as he is chasing after the back of Bert. We've got other cars as well, just behind, equally close to it. It's on the bonnet of Shitfire now. Or the roof of Shitfire. Looking fairly close up the front as well. A jump back to battles going on further back. We got three. Well, we got Westy trying to recover now, running in 14th place at the moment. Bladen in front of him, then Sam as well. Let's see if we can get the one that we really want. We want this angle here as we see Westy go on the offensive, goes up the inside, gets it done. You can see the yellow lights illuminating the back of the Ferrari in front. As now he is trying to push forward, chasing after the back of Sam. Shitbox up in front, getting a little bit out into the gravel, doing pretty good though. This is going to be a nice shot as you see the suspension go to work as they come down through the corkscrew. They've got a slowed Honda in front. Shitbox running in 11th place, got really slowed down then. Was not up to pace, and in fact that has now let Westy go through, firing round the outside. Gets it. Oh, and he gets collected again. The commentator's curse strikes again. Westy absolutely yeeted into oblivion. He'll probably be a bit upset about that. We got Beans as well going all over the place. Right, let's try and jump on with some of the battles going on. So we now have the battle for pole position starting to heat up. So we got Carnwell versus Carnwell. These two absolutely squabbling. Absolutely nothing between them. It seems almost right that a couple of them are running sort of smoking-related liveries, because you could not get a Rizzler paper between these cars. Absolutely nothing between them. A huge blast of Porsche exhaust just came absolutely rattling through the mic then. Imagine Cameron is looking to maybe try and gain the advantage while these two are squabbling it out. It'd be nice to be able to do that. Speaking of, there he is. Cameron, or Overhead Cam, however you may know him. Just about to bring it into that final turn, getting the car squatted down and flying off into the distance. He's got Bert right behind him. This is where Bert is going to have a decent chance of catching back up. Got a couple of cars here getting a little bit closer. The cursed one just blipping into the back of the shot as well. Lovely Zero Fighter running in 7th place at the moment, being chased down by the absolutely cursed one. Right, Archie Walmsley chasing after the back at the moment. Racing Franco doing a pretty decent job of pulling away. Obviously this might not suit every car as well as it does others. One of those incredibly difficult circuits, and in fact one of those surprisingly low grip circuits as well. You'd think it would have absolutely great grip, but it never really gets that well rubbered in, simply due to the fact that it's surrounded by dust. So even when the track is at full operating temperature, it still just always seems to run a little bit smooth. And in fact now we see big move by the Supra, but I think he just outbraked himself a little bit and loses a lot of exit speed. So he was right up the back of him coming into the turn, into the corkscrew, but lost an absolutely bucket load of racing room. Right, let's jump back to little squabbles going on. So we've got Beans. We've got Beans. So I believe this is Bladen versus Beans, the battle of the beans. And just seeing on the back of the car, give it the beans. Well, he's desperately trying to give it the beans, but at the moment is not being able to make his way up through the grid like maybe he hoped he could. I'm just noticing it says Heinz Racing on the tyres as well, which is absolutely fantastic. The effort some of these drivers have gone to put liveries onto their cars. Right, let's jump quickly now to our lead battle that is raging on. Carnwell versus Carnwell. Longtail versus Longtail. And again, the world's loudest Porsche comes winging on through. Again, the McLarens are just, they did really well last time round as well. I think maybe it's a case of might have to add a bit of weight. Oh, I think we just saw Bert getting a little bit sideways in the back of the shot there. But let's try and jump on board the world's loudest Porsche. Here we go. We're going to go for a lap with Cameron now. Final turn. Right, this is going to be a bit of a flying lap. So we see him absolutely flat out down the pit straight. And that long sweeping left over the crest, hugs the inside and goes all the way to the outside on the brakes. A little bit of a limiter clip there as he uses the gears to shift down, try and lose some of that speed. A little bit squirrel on the exit, so a lot of opposite lock going on there. Some of these cars do drive fastest when they are a little bit loose. And at the moment, seems to be the way that Cameron's going, a little bit wide on the apex, maybe limited his exit speed just a little bit. He finds himself in a bit of no man's land at the moment. Bert has dropped right back towards Shitfire, and the two Carnwells have absolutely flown away. Again, you can see just how skittish this car is to drive. Every single corner we're seeing a little bit of a flick of opposite lock, and he's absolutely now flying up towards the top of the corkscrew. You're going to get a real idea of what it's like to be in this car as you go through. Completely blind on the second apex. Full commitment, throws it in and gets on the throttle even before being able to see properly. And then down. Penultimate corner. Gets it done. A little bit squirrely there, but now running forward. Hard on the brakes again. Throwing it in, and they are past the halfway point in this race. If I'm not mistaken. No, I might be completely wrong on that one. Ignore me completely. Yes, they are. 8 out of 15 laps done. Right. There you can see. And you can see Bert in the background of the shot, actually. You get an idea of just how far this gap has now opened up when you look at those sort of distances. Right, the gap at the front still staying as it was and in the same order as it was. Let's go back through the pack a little bit. Oh, there we go. And we've got Racing Franco getting all kinds of sideways. The NSX, probably not the quickest car to go sideways in, but there we go. He's doing his absolute best to keep the fight alive, even with that opposite lock being chased down by the cursed one. Right, a little bit further up the track, we have Shitfire versus Bert. What have we got in the way of nice shots here? There we go. On the roof of Shitfire as Bert goes super deep and through the gravel and completely misses the second apex. Seeing someone saying, is there any way to see interval times? I will have a quick look between races. I'm not going to mess with it right now. As we come out towards the final turn, Bert goes defensive to the inside. Shitfire trying to go all around the outside. They chop and change between positions. Who is going to get the best run off the corner? Just seen someone say the beans is cracked again. Continuing to push on at the moment. Hard on the brakes. Throwing it in. Bert is throwing absolutely everything he can into this at the moment. But at the moment, Shitfire just holding on. You can see how much quicker that car is through the corner. Getting on the brakes so much later, but as soon as there is a straight section, the Nissan is able to pull away. You should be able to see it getting a bit of a run now. Looking to the inside under braking, gets it done a bit early, tries to throw it in. You can see the way that Bert is unsettled. And now as they come up towards the top of the corkscrew, what is going to happen here? Who is going to be bravest on the inside? Bert just about closes the nose off, but again goes super deep and flicks the gravel. How on earth he held on to that one, I have no idea. You see them flying now down towards the last couple of corners. Oh, big dive to the inside. Super brave stuff on the brakes. Is he going to be there to cover it off? Yes, he is, but had to slow down a lot to avoid any kind of collision between the two drivers. So what he thought might have been a good opportunity to get through didn't quite work for him. But this seems to be a pretty good one to keep an eye on at the moment. Let's see if we can get that nice over-the-wheel shot. You could just see Bert lurking in the front of the screen there. Tyres, suspension working absolutely furiously to keep themselves in the right kind of place. Everything doing absolute darndest. Throwing it in once again. Not quite been able to find a way past yet, and he's running out of laps to do it. You can see showing his nose to the inside, trying to unsettle it again. Here comes an opportunity as they come towards the top. One more time. Is he there this time? He's super late on the brakes. He's trying to force a mistake out of Bert. Bert somehow managed to get the car stopped and turned in. I have no idea how on earth he is managing to get that car to turn in as well as it is. As he come winging down now through the penultimate turns. Are we going to see another brave move under braking? He's to the outside this time. Maybe going for a switchback, trying to gain a bit of momentum. Still stuck behind. But this one seems to be one of the main battles to keep an eye on. But there are other ones going on as well. In fact, we've got a whole bunch of cars all stacked up next to each other now. This is towards the back of the field. That's Beans. So at the back of the field, we've got Westy, Sam, Bladen, and Shitbox as well. Oh, and Westy, big move to the inside. Goes up the inside of Sam in the Flex Tape F40. And gets it done. Westy, I can only imagine, is going to be very, very disappointed with the way this race has gone. But he's doing a good job now trying to catch up with the back of the Hondas. The lovely Camel livery. And of course the Marlboro livery. Smoking their way down the circuit, you might even say. Right, back to this one. Shitfire versus Bert. Big move down the inside. He somehow gets it done, and he does appear to be in front now. That was the penultimate corner, so he'll be in front on that final run. He has got to make this the widest F40 he possibly can over the rest of the last few laps. 12 of 15 done. Bert's trying to go all the way around the outside. Oh, and Bert slightly outbrakes himself. Does manage to keep it on the circuit, but you now see going all kinds of sideways. Can we get over the rear wing of the Ferrari? Yes, we can. Looking back towards Bert, who, after losing the position, has managed to get it all kinds of sideways. And sadly, I think he was just pushing that car a little bit too hard. I think the tyres just weren't able to keep it going where he wanted it to. And now, with the move done and then that mistake following it, that has led to a fair old gap opening up. Right, fast forwarding to the battles going on near the front. So this is the two leading drivers. And we've got car coming into the pits there as well, just to confuse the cameras that little bit more. So our two leading drivers still currently throwing their way through. Franco Racing running in 13th place at the moment. Beans running in 12th. Sam still screaming along in the F40. Oh, we've lost Twist. We lost one of the drivers. Bladen, the NSX. Westy still fighting his way forward. And say Brad Racing. Yeah, I'm going to say with 99.9% certainty, it is the same guy. Kurt and Burt, all one person. Oh, Westy having a bit of a moment there with the Marlboro NSX. Does get through, but it was certainly tight between them. And he's actually given the position back, so I reckon he knew that was a little bit questionable. Oh, and really wide goes the Marlboro NSX. Shitbox fights back again, finds himself up the inside. These two going absolutely toe to toe. Seems like the perfect moment to maybe try and get this side shot as they are right on top of each other. I was hoping we were going to see Westy next to him, but in fact he has managed to break away just a little bit. If we go back one, have we got Westy side by side? We should have Westy to the inside of this car. The way the cars are looking, not quite. So Westy gained one, loses two. Getting towards the end of the race as we speak at the moment. We're going to run to our pole position driver. Last lap was a 1:23.18. They've stayed in this order as well. The two Carnwell brothers really have kept quite a clean race between them. They haven't over-squabbled. They've been pretty sensible about this. Overhead Cam running in third place. Shitfire in fourth. Burt fifth. Archie, well, just going to call him the cursed one. I just can't be serious with this livery. Lima running in seventh place. Shitbox eighth. Bladen ninth. And then obviously we got Westy in 10th and Sam 11th. And Beans running in 12th position. Racing Franco running in 13th place. And Twist, who has left the server now. Coming across the line. I think this is going to be their last time to do it. This is the final lap. We're going to stick with these two just in case they decide to have a little bit of a squabble between them. We get a nice over the rear look. Yes, we can. We can get a really good idea of what it is like to have one of these absolutely fantastic McLaren F1 longtails right up the back of you. Oh, and a bit of a slidey moment there. This might be the moment we finally see something happen between these two. They're now side by side as they come down towards the bomb hole. Can he do anything? Can he get the switch back? He was holding to the outside. Not quite able to. So Carmel 909 now really on the offensive. They've been playing quite nicely with each other, but I don't imagine that is going to last for much longer. With mistakes like that being made, they are going to be looking to try and gain the advantage and push through. Almost side by side as they came towards the top of the corkscrew, but they are going to be side by side as they exit. And in fact, I think we're finally going to see a change in position. There was a brief moment where the Harrods car was in front, and in fact the Harrods now has the inside for the penultimate turn. It's going to have to be super defensive, make that car wide, but he has done it. He has managed to get in front on the final lap of this race. He finally manages to get through, and in fact I think he's going to be able to hold on to it. Carmel 14 just gets the car a little bit sideways, trying to get the power down to try and get back into pole position, but hasn't been able to do it. Absolutely insane stuff. Final lap of the 20-minute race. Cameron comes across the line in third. Shitfire now coming towards the line as well. Comes winging on over. Shitfire in fourth. Burt in fifth. All the cars spread themselves out a little bit. The cursed one coming across the line in sixth place. Lima in seventh. Few cars just with a few corners left to go. Oh, bit of a rub between them. Westy looking for the inside. Don't think he's going to get it done. Again, just being held off as they come towards the line. Who is going to be in the lead? CB was saying one more lap, but it was definitely saying they were on... No, that is it. See, that is it. Beautiful shot now of the cars all running together. Let's see if we can get a bit of a nice angle with all of them. We'll zoom out. Hopefully these three are going to stack up quite nicely. I'm seeing Waymo in the chat, and I have been told there is a possibility he might be joining me in the booth next time round. which would be very nice indeed. We'll have to have a good old chinwag. There you go. Our first and second place drivers. It's been an absolutely fantastic drive for them. We're now slowly coming into the pits. Cars stacking their way up. Now, there will, of course, be a very brief intermission between the race. And obviously, race 2 is a reverse grid of race 1. So, is this going to be Bean's redemption? So, little brief moment between them. And hopefully, we're going to actually be able to jump in very briefly into the Discord. Let's see if we can jump in with anyone and see if anyone is having a good old chinwag. Let's see what happens when we jump in. Hopefully.
Oh, dude.
Can I be heard? Can I be heard?
I just can't get my braking down. My car just
Wait,
keeps
is that
fucking
Tim?
It is Tim.
Tim
Hello. Right, don't worry. You are muted still on the stream at the moment because I thought I better just double check.
Yeah, you can unmute. It's fine.
Yeah,
right.
we're all good.
You should be good to go. Let's double check we're actually getting what we wanted to hear out of you guys. Need to jump in even further. Good old OBS throwing an absolute wobbly at the last minute.
So we've got to go through all the SOK. It's going to be chaos.
There we go. You should all be there now. Someone say something.
Hello.
There we go. Absolute madness. Right, it was a bit of a Carnwell 1-2 moment the whole race that way through. Was it planned to not squabble, or was it just a case of you couldn't get past and then on the final
Good question, Tim. Good question.
Well, no, I had to make up some points from the last one after a 10th in the first race, so I basically said to him, "Don't take me out, I won't take you out." Simple as that.
Team version.
Yeah, no team tactics, just don't hit each other. Simple as that. Papaya rules, innit?
Well, I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, you are brothers. I mean, I can only imagine. I guess you're brothers. You both share the name, so surely you're brothers.
Yeah.
About to say, if you're not,
Yeah.
I've made a terrible misjudgment. Right, and obviously then, Cam, you came across the line in third place as well, but it was a bit of a lonely race for you, really.
Yeah, so I managed to get through Kurt quite early on. I know his car struggles with understeering quite a lot, even when the tyres are hot, so I knew when he was cold that was my best chance to get through him. I think it stripped him for the rest of the race, he just dropped behind, so I had a little bit of a pocket. I was still trying to hold on to the significantly faster F1 GTRs, but I was basically just gagging for them to hit each other. The whole race. I saw their triangles basically overlapping. I was like, please let them be in the dust. But nah, they held on to it. So fair play to them. But yeah, I'm just glad I didn't make any big mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, it looked fairly clean from you, but it has to be said, the F1 Longtails, incredibly close and incredibly clean racing between the pair of you. I know you say no team orders, but I think the pre-race chat you obviously had to say, "Don't take me out," probably did an absolute blinder. Quick one, I've got to speak to Westy.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, you qualified really well, and then it all just kind of, every time I cut to you, you seem to be getting either clipped or in the gravel. So, yeah, not the best race for you that time round, I'm afraid. Right, race 2 coming up. So I'm now going to leave you guys
We
to it.
still got about 4 minutes, 5 minutes, something like
Still got 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, I won't worry too much quite yet. And
that. It'll be 2 minutes in the pits and then 5 on the grid, I think, or 3 on the grid.
there we go. At the moment, everyone is enjoying the lovely sights of the Honda Acti, the most beautiful car on the circuit. I don't care what anyone says; it's stunning, beautiful piece of machinery. But right, boys, you get a chance to get yourselves all set and ready to rock and roll. We will have a quick couple of moments of scrolling through the lovely liveries again, and then you guys can all get ready for the race 2 reverse grid. Right, race 2 reverse grid coming up. Let's have another little bit of a run through the lovely liveries that we've got, as they are just too good to not show. And that was it. Someone was asking for sector times, weren't they? Can we get anything to come up here? Track map. No, we don't want that one. That one. Show tires. Sorry if this looks a little bit gross on the stream. We're just having a little bit of a play. Show badges. by all means, if someone sees it and I don't see it, by means tell me and just say, Tim, you're an absolute idiot. Stop being so gosh darn blind. No, that's not what we want. It's not what we want. It should show Delta. But it says it's on. But we're not getting it for some reason. What have I got there? Pins. Right. Next time round, boys, we'll make sure we've got it. That's a very good point. Maybe I need to change the Delta. Right. Just while we're waiting. Right. Time's up. Sorry. Next time round, we'll have another great big fiddle. We will try and work out what the dickens is going on, and we can get it even better. Let's move away from the most beautiful vehicle that we have on the circuit and run through the reverse grid. So, starting from last place is Carnwell, then Carnwell 14, Shitfire, Overhead Cam, Twist, Archie Walmsley. In fact, we're just going to have to move it over to the fixed camera, aren't we? There we go, that is better. But more importantly than anything else going on at the moment, Beans is in pole position for this one. Beans has the best chance of holding onto it through those first couple of turns. See what he can do. Can Beans hold on to first position? 1 minute and 15 to go, actually, before we start. But cars revving up, getting themselves ready to rock and roll. Let's have a quick chop and change. Let's go to the beginning. Right, so Beans, pole position. Then it's saying that Bladen, but it's definitely not Bladen. For some reason, it is not letting me scroll through how it normally would. So apologies about that one. Again, grabbing Assetto Corsa by the neck and kind of wringing it to get the cars to work. But there is an idea of what the grid looks like. All change. Just about 35 seconds to go until the race begins. Beans is going to be looking for a very strong start. Westy is definitely one to look out for. Very quick in qualifying, but hadn't had the luck he would hope for. Right, we are getting ready to rock and roll. We're going to go up to the cam. I was seeing someone saying cam on cam. We will do once the start of the race has kind of got underway. 14 seconds. And we get ready for the second race, the reverse grid. Any moment now. Lights going red. And lights go green. Absolutely fantastic start for some of the drivers there. It did look like possibly, I think that was Sam getting a bit of a poor start though, as the cars fly down towards turn 1. And it's all gone a bit Pete Tong for some drivers there. Cars going absolutely everywhere. Still making it through. We still had Cameron doing an absolute wheelie through there. I have no idea how on earth that car actually got through. GTR's going all over the place. Oh, and round goes Bert as well. We can sort of see in amongst the mad pack of cars that are going on. But at the moment, Beans holding on to pole position, and it's gone. Oh, gets into the back of the Zero Fighter and regains the position. Right, let's jump back a little bit to some of these other battles going on. Westy has found himself up through the pack. Through comes Carnwell 14, absolutely flying up through the circuit already, up into 5th place. So after winning race 1, he finds himself absolutely storming his way forward. The Cursed One running in 8th place at the moment, closely followed by Overhead Cam. Look at that lovely sweeping shot. This is sort of the front pack, and then we've got another pack further back coming through as well. Oh, and off goes Westy, I think. Pretty sure that was Westy in the back of the shot we just saw. It wasn't, it was Lima. So Lima recovering. So at the moment, Racing Franco has taken it away from Beans. Oh! Big slide there from Beans, managing to hold on to the position, but big slide. Let's see if we can get that over the wing shot. Yes, we can. And we can see Westy right on the attack now, looking to the inside. We've also got Carnwell 14 making absolute inroads up this part of the circuit. Absolutely fantastic. He is now side by side by Westy, so Westy looking for a position. There might even be 2 gained for Carnwell. He looks to the inside and does get it done. Carnwell 14 incredibly quick in that car. And just leaving. Oh, a big collision with Beans. bean juice all over the circuit. It's gone absolutely wrong again for a bunch of the drivers. Reverse grids always give us some of the most insane racing. We're on board the dashboard of Overhead Cam. Looking into that rear mirror, you can see he's got an F1 absolutely up his chuff. He said he was really struggling to hold on to the back of them in race 1, but now he's in front of them. Can he hold them back? Racing Franco has taken full advantage of this and is absolutely flying away from everyone else. And looking over the rear wing, you can see Westy, big move to the inside of a Carnwell. Can he get anything done there? I don't think he can. Not sure he's going to be able to get the overlap that he wants. Doesn't appear to. Westy up into 3rd position. He'll be trying to gain as many positions as possible. Bladen in 5th place. 6th is the Toyota Supra of Twist. Then we've got Beans, who started in pole and finds himself all the way down in 7th place. After having a bit of a moment with Luke Carnwell, who finds himself in 11th place. So after a big climb up through the grid. And now we've got Shitfire making a move on Beans. They're side by side. What can they do here? Shitfire gets the braking done and does throw the car down the inside and gets the position taken away. Lovely stuff. Absolutely wonderful little bit of drive in. You can see Luke Carnwell there in the back of the shot, climbing his way up through. We've got the Cursed One running in 9th place. Archie looks to the inside on Beans, and he does go through. Just about makes the car fit, but away goes the Nissan GTR. Look at the way it just flies down the pitch straight. It's where the car has the advantage. We've now got Carnwell as well in the background, just in front of Sam. So Carnwell up to 10th. Big slidey moment there from Beans. It's all in pretty intense stuff at the moment. Can we get... Yes, we can. So here is the bonnet cam, or front of roof cam on the Cursed One. Really good run there. What a massive amount of overspeed he had. You can see the way that the GTR, though, just after the corner gets the power down. Through goes the Cursed One. Manages to get the position done. See if we can look over the back. Yes, we can. Beans looking to try and take advantage, but then goes wide and is now under attack from Carnwell. We're going to keep looking over the rear wing as we see Carnwell come up towards the corkscrew. Can he do anything here? He's already through and super unsettled. Beans popping around all over the place, just not able to get that car to turn in. This is not going to be a Nissan GTR friendly kind of circuit. And in fact, Carnwell now already on the back of the Cursed One, looking to try and get past. It's going to be some pretty close stuff. I think we're almost probably going to try and cut back to this one. Yes, we can. So we look over the rear wing and to the inside. Through goes Carnwell. Gets it done. Can he get the exit? Yes, he can. McLaren F1 Longtail is just unbelievable here on this circuit. It just has no issues whatsoever getting that car stuck down and gripping nicely. It is just absolutely flying. Right, running back a little bit, we've got Sam versus Bert. F1 versus GTR R32. Let's see if we've got a nice over the wing shot. We do, and I apologise to any headphone users because this F40 is unbelievably loud compared to anything else. It does sound absolutely fantastic though, so we will stick with it, although a little bit short on the shifting there, I think. It's popping and banging as it's on overrun. The tyres absolutely at the maximum edge of adhesion. So coming up towards about halfway through the race. This is where Bert should have the advantage, and he does. And we're going to see them come across the line. And the GTR is to the inside. The F40 left floundering on the outside edge. Nothing they could do about it at all. Doesn't matter how much flex tape you chuck on that one. No repairing that. The top speed of that Nissan GTR is absolutely insane. Sorry, not GTR. R32. Why am I saying GTR? Disgusting. Right, let's have a bit of a run through. Racing Franco still leading the race at the moment. He has held on to pole position for an absolutely massive amount of this circuit. Coming on about halfway through. He should be pretty pleased with what he's done so far, but he does have a significantly quick driver right behind him in the 911. Absolutely flying, and then he's got Carnwell 909 sniffing around the back of him. Westy finds himself in 4th place now and in a bit of clean air as well. Let's see if we can get that lovely wheel shot that we like. Right. On that right hand wheel, throwing it in. Maybe interfering with the arch just a little bit. Just a little bit of arch rub there. Oh, in fact, we've got a bit of a battle going on further back. Let's jump back to it. So this is Carmel 14 versus Bladen. Oh, and Bladen getting all kinds of out of shape. Losing the back of the car there. Just for now, these two have split up. Battle continuing on. Now, oh, now it's Beans versus Bert, and Beans all kinds of out of shape. So, Beans possibly going to end up losing positions there because he was so far off the circuit. Bert right up the back of him. So now, R32 versus R32 versus F40. F40 stiffing around the back, looking for a way through. He knows these two are going to squabble, and that's going to slow themselves down significantly. In fact, can we get a nice bonnet shot of these all squabbling? We can, but as soon as we did, we lost Beans. Beans is gone. Beans is now running behind. There is Beans. So we cut to it to try and catch the battle, and then the battle completely removed itself from existence. Let's scroll back up through. Right, this is one that is starting to warm up a bit now. So this is Cameron versus Carnwell 909. Let's see if we can get a rear wing shot. Yes, we can. It's got to be said, these are two very, very different specifications of cars. Obviously, the Porsche, absolutely no slouch whatsoever, but that F1 Longtail is a full purpose-built race car. The amount of aero it has on it, that rear end, giving it the Longtail nickname. It is a full-blown GT racer compared to the Porsche, which is essentially a modified road car, and it is such a difference between them, and you can see where they have their differences, and you can hear as well Cameron clipping the limiter as he shifts down through the gears. Well, looking to the inside, maybe going to try and do something into the braking. Can he do anything? A little bit of a defensive line there. The two of them are catching up with the back of Racing Franco as well, and I imagine Franco knows that. You can probably feel the pressure building behind him. They are on lap 9 of 15 as we speak. At the moment, Cam managing to open up the gap a little bit. We've got another battle going on further back down the circuit. It's Beans versus Flex Tape. Still side by side for multiple corners. The Ferrari obviously has superior corner handling, but the GTR just has the run through the straights. And you can see on the exit of the corner, flies away, but again under braking, the F40 can come swinging on through. They're so close to touching there. Absolutely nothing between them. And again, just manages to squat down and get the power out of the corner. He's going to have to try and move across to get to the apex. And he goes out wide, loses a bit of speed. The Ferrari's going to have a decent run up towards the top of the hill. Can the Ferrari do anything here? Can it get through? Not quite. I think Westy and Shitfire having a little bit of a squabble between them. In fact, we now have a three-way battle going on here. So this has become a three-way battle for the lead. Looking back over the rear wing of Racing Franco towards Cameron and towards Carnwell 909. This could be an amazing finish for Carnwell if he can manage to get himself on the podium 2 races in a row. We'd be very pleased with that. They want to keep trying to push forward. Still another 5 laps left to go, and there's still plenty of time. We saw it last time round as well. Changes in positions on the final lap. But looking back over the rear wing, just saw Cameron getting a little bit squirrely. Throws it in, nicely done. All 3 drivers trying to keep it as smooth and as clean as possible. And fair play to Racing Franco, not going fully defensive yet, but a little bit slow on the entry of the corner. The Porsche getting a little bit sideways on the exit though, killing off the advantage that he might have had down the pit straight. Lovely shots looking back. Carnwell trying to work out a bit of a different line. Can he look to the inside? He is applying pressure. Not quite touching the back of Cameron, but incredibly close. So the gap between these drivers was way, way bigger earlier. So it definitely has come down. Overhead Cam and Carnwell are definitely being... Oh, Carnwell has a big moment. Goes proper squirrely at the back of the circuit. And that finally releases Cameron to maybe go on the attack. And he does. Slings it to the inside. He gets right up the back of him. You can actually hear it now. Even though we're on the camera, it's here. And there's going to be a big moment. And through goes Cameron into pole position. Can Carnwell take advantage as well before he gets to the corkscrew? It's going to be very, very close as they now come towards the top. Side by side. Carnwell can't get it done. Finds himself way off the racing line. Does not get it done, but at the moment, that now leads Overhead Cam in pole position, followed by Racing Franco, followed by Carnwell, and then Westy sniffing around the back of this pack as well now. You just see Westy there coming up behind them, and we have also got more battles going on further back as well. Let's jump to this one. So this is the other Carnwell. This is Carnwell 14 versus Shitfire. F14 versus F1. F40. Sorry, not 14. Carnwell 14. You know what? A lot of names and numbers. And it's a Sunday afternoon. Thank you everyone for joining us as well for this time round. Again, obviously very different time scale to last time round. It is going to be one of those series where it is all a little bit higgledy-piggledy depending on when people are available. Again, essentially this is more for fun than it is for anything super serious, but they are taking their racing very seriously. As you can see, they're keeping it very nice and clean as well. So Carnwell versus Shitfire still pushing as they head now up towards the corkscrew another time. I'm seeing someone saying, is it Racing Franco off? Quite possibly. Yeah, he's dropped back. And Carnwell as well. So Westy's managed to come through. Something we missed there. Obviously a moment between the two of them, and that has allowed Westy to come through. Here's a move up the inside. Little bit of a rub. Who's got the better run down the pit straight? It's going to be pretty close between them, I think. F40 having to try and go the long way round. Is he going to have the legs? Can he cut back across? Who is bravest under braking? It's Carmel 14. in the McLaren F1. He does get it done. He does just about manage to close that off. Right, let's have a quick look at what is going on here. So, Cameron running in pole position, followed by Westy. And he, last time we saw, was running in 4th place. So there has been an incident between Carnwell 909 and between Racing Franco. And yeah, actually, if you look at the lap times, significantly slower. A 1:31 last time and a 1:27 last time. So they were about 5 seconds down on the lap. So Westy is going to be looking to try and hold on to 2nd place. A bit of redemption after last time round, where it did not go his way. We're on lap 13 of 15, so not many to go now. You can see lots of people saying RIP Beans, and lots of love and heartbreak. But yeah, sadly, it is not going as well as he would have wanted. Here's a nice little squabble going on, though. We've got Bladen versus Bert. Oh, and in fact, went super deep into the corner, and through he went. As soon as we cut to the battle, Bert manages to make his way through. I don't think there was any contact between them, but as you can see from the roof cam, you get an idea of where the Nissan GTR R32 does have its advantage. It just absolutely flies away. I think maybe just overdriving the NSX. Maybe just trying to find a bit of pace where the car isn't quite able to do it. Right. Again, Luke Carnwell versus Racing Franco. Racing Franco running in 4th place. Carnwell 14 in 5th. Big push from this driver trying to find a position as they go now down through the corkscrew another time. On the roof of the McLaren F1. Racing Franco, nice bit of defensive driving there, just making sure to close it off, not letting anyone jump through. He now looks to the outside. What can it be done? Leaders entering the final lap of the race now as we speak. But this battle for 4th place rages on. Cameron's managed to get himself into quite a nice little bit of clean air and continues to push forward. These two definitely one of our closest battles on the circuit, and has to be said, Carnwell, well, Luke Carnwell 14 has done an absolutely fantastic job of recovering from starting all the way near the back of the grid, and so has 909. I mean, obviously, that F1 Longtail is just an absolutely formidable force. Looks like it's going to stay pretty much as it is for now. And saying that, you never know. There might be a bit of a decent run here. What can we see up towards the top of the corkscrew? We are going to have to jump to our leader in just a second, though. Got to see them come across the line. Super close between them. On board at the moment with Cameron as he's coming towards the final corner, throws the car in, big slide for style, absolutely races towards the line, and across the line he comes in pole position, followed by Westy, then Carnwell 909. It's a final drag race to the finish line, and they're coming across. Racing Franco holds onto it. Luke Carnwell 14 in 5th place. Shitfire comes across the line in 6th. Let's try and get back to Bert as he comes around the final corner. Oh, that's a bit of a nice camera shot, that one. I like that one a lot. Oh, and there's a little squabble going on at the background. Who's going to come across the line? Oh, and off goes the Honda. Maybe not the happiest Honda driver in the world. Right, here comes Sam. Pinging his way across the line. Then we should have Lima. And we should have Beans as well. It has not gone the way that Beans would have wanted this time round at all. Right, let's jump to... Oh, let's find him. There he is. Big slides for style. So our race winner that time round was Overhead Cam. Absolutely fantastic driving from everyone, and seeing in the chat as well, people giving them a lot of love. Oh, it's insanely loud as well. It's just insanely loud. Big slide. You got Westy sat right behind him. And big celebrations, has to be said. Cam really throwing it about. Couple of cars back to the pits. Let's see if anyone else is out there still sliding and slipping around. Most people have come into the pits now. There's Beans. It, again, hasn't gone the way of Beans. Someone left them in the microwave too long and they're just a bit overdone. Big celebratory burnouts here, and we're going to now see if we can jump across and have a bit of a chinwag with the drivers. We hopefully should be able to. We're going to leave you on these shots of Cameron just absolutely destroying his tyres. Right. I think everyone is going back to the pits. So let's jump back across. Turn that bit off there. Let's make sure we got Discord up and going. And let's have a bit of a chinwag. Let's have a chat with our drivers. Oh, let's make sure we've muted that for just 1 second. We don't want to cause any kind of ruckus. Hello. I'm in, but you're still muted, just to give you the quick chance to make sure. Right, are you ready?
Yeah.
Right, race 2 is done. It was an absolute monster of a race. Cameron, obviously you came across the line in pole position. Were you expecting that win this time round?
Absolutely not. My car is nearly undrivable.
It did look a little bit loose.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I had my heart outside of my body for the last 10 laps. Watching obviously the F1 right behind me was terrifying because obviously it catches. I saw a few small mistakes, and then suddenly Westy came out of nowhere. Obviously getting past Franco was a massive one for me because I knew that that would cause like a blockage, maybe a bit of a drop back, give me some safe space. But yeah, just winging it the whole time.
Well, winging it you might have been, but it definitely seemed to all come together in the end. So happy days in that respect. It was Westy that came in second place in the end. It all went all a bit mad, didn't it, towards the end? Was it Westy in second?
Yep, that would be
I
me.
believe so.
Yeah, there we go. A bit of redemption for last time round. Obviously, at Suzuka, it all went a little bit Pete Tong for you, but you managed to pull it out the bag this time round. Because you started fairly mid-pack and sort of managed to make your way through the absolute madness that ensued through the first lap, pretty much. And then obviously there was a little incident, I believe, between one of the Carnwell boys and, was it Racing Franco? And you managed to get yourself up into second place. Was that a case of watching the seas part in front of you and just sending the Supra?
Honestly, I had like a massive load of room, massive gap in front of me, massive gap behind. So I was just managing tires and I was watching the battle. And then once they had passed, I then decided to put the pressure on it. I guess, I don't know about you, Carmel, but well, your tire's just gone because I just caught up pretty quickly.
Battle killed them.
Yeah, so I assumed that the battle would have killed them, and I assumed right.
And you managed to take advantage and get on through when the gap was open, which is absolutely fantastic. That is what you want. And our third place driver was Racing Franco. No,
that would be me.
No, it was Carmel. Sorry, everything chopped and changed. There's too many Carnwell. You need to change your name. You just needs to change your last name completely. We'll go with something just like, I don't know what it is, like Jefferson or something. Make life a lot easier. So obviously your battle you were going on, it was super close between you and Racing Franco for absolutely ages. It really seemed like that was the main squabble. And then suddenly you both were off and out the way. Talk us through, because we didn't actually see it on the stream. What happened between you two?
I think he hit the sausage curb. I was already sideways at this point. He hit the sausage curb, came back on. I couldn't go anywhere because I had no traction. So I think he came back, hit my front end, as I was rotating back straight, and I think that was it there. I couldn't have really moved out of the way. I felt bad, but yeah, it was. It was
You
one of
didn't
them,
really
unfortunately.
gain much from from the incident,
No,
so
no,
you
it
didn't.
killed my tires, and then I just dropped another place anyway. So
Yeah, so I mean,
yeah, it was...
it didn't really work out for the either of you. So I mean, that's a
no.
slight benefit from it. Gents, it's been absolutely amazing streaming for you again this time round. I'm just having a quick look as to where we're going next time round, and that is Sugo Sportsland next time. Obviously, we don't know when yet, but who's feeling confident? Who is absolutely wetting themselves?
Definitely not.
There's already been some murmurings about Sugo because
Yeah.
it's a track that not many people have ever seen or even know about. So yeah, a few people have tried it. Not many confident answers coming back so far.
I know
So-
I'm understeering that whole track.
So it's going to be a lot of practicing, a furious amount of practicing from everyone that's going to be trying to take this one on, I can only imagine. And it might be a little bit of a skittish stream, I imagine.
Without a doubt.
Be a lot of crashes.
Cool.
It's going to be an interesting one. Good to watch.
I'm definitely going to try and jump in and learn the track a little bit myself by watching everyone else do it. I'm not even going to attempt to try and play it on a controller because I can barely do it on a wheel. So I will. I'll have a bit of a look as throughout the weeks leading up to it. But obviously, it's been another amazing race. Thank you guys for putting on an amazing show for everyone at home, and the chat has been going wild the entire time. So yeah, lots of love for everybody. So I think a big final goodbye from you guys.
Cheers, Tim, and
See you
goodbye,
later.
everyone.
Cheers, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
Bye.
Bye.
There you go. So big final goodbye from them and a big final goodbye from me. I've been Tim360 Lun. Yeah, it's been an absolutely amazing stream. Keep an eye on Cameron's or overhead cams. YouTube as where we will be streaming. Keep an eye on his stories as well on his Instagram. Again, overhead cam. Keep an eye on it. That is where we'll be letting you know when the next set of races are coming up. And as we just said, another 2 races coming up at Sugo Sportsland. It's going to be a bit crazy. It's going to be absolute fun.